Oh, microphone wasn't on. Good day, people. A straight out Asia session. We're in a gap right now. I haven't flicked on my Monday's range, so I'm going to do that right now on both the charts. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we get the US high, dead gap zone lower high, and Asia lower high entry short. The levels are really hard to read right now. Clearly lost. This was clean off over the weekend. On Friday, I had 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 here on Monday. But we had this fake move week beginning, what I would say, to go higher. I was right on this long yesterday. So many mistakes. We were on live. We were live, so it's all in yesterday's live. But just look at this. I had in mind already that we might reject here before going lower. So when we hang out here for too long, I was really thinking about closing my trade. And I said, I want to close this trade now. I want to close this trade now. And I didn't. And what I did, this was my breaker. And on Bitcoin, we started closing through it. And I said, okay, I need to go out of my trade. I didn't get out on time at break even. And I had raised my stop loss just below this breaker. It's on the 5 minute. And you wouldn't believe it, but yeah, my stop loss was at 53.29 and price went to 53, so 29 cents. 29 cents I got stopped out, and that went to target for our trade. So it does hurt, but you know, like I always say, we move on, get on to the next trade. Mistakes were I should have closed there when I wanted to close. Even if it was just a tiny profit, at least it would have been green. And then maybe I would have been more keen to re-enter there. Whereas here, I got stopped out and I just decided to stop trading. Stop trading. I thought this was over because of this move on Bitcoin. We were not holding anything. But like an hour and a half later, we were reclaiming all these levels. Clearly had this breaker here on Bitcoin that we retested a little bit later than Ethereum. I had my entry here on the 2 minute, which was a good entry. Suffered almost no drawdown again. Broke back below, broke back above again, and then had a tiny retest here. It was nice. All the while, Ethereum was just building up before breaking up. And I could have re-entered a trade there. I just wasn't looking at charts actively anymore. Once I would have realized that I got stopped out for bullshit here. There's a 2.4 trade here, back to that level. So yeah, it does hurt. But I'll just focus on the next trade. Focus on today, focus on the next trade. We make mistakes, and we learn. It is what it is. But it's been great. So once again, I think my price reading is good. My chart reading, price reading is good. I'm right most of the time. Just need to be able to execute better on my trades and be less hesitation sometimes. Like last week, I hesitated on a lot of good setups and ended up getting wrecked on Thursday. All right, let's see what we got. 5 minute candle close. Breakout just said that they have the Nasdaq now on to trade, which is pretty amazing. Let me check it out. Yeah, you can trade the Nasdaq now on Breakout Prop. It's not only crypto anymore. Pretty interesting. It's cool. I find it cool. It's a good thing. I'm still sick. I'm still very sick. So take that into consideration. Acknowledge that I'm not 100%. Well, I think it's just physically, like surely a bit mentally, but I'd say I can execute trades properly. I feel US is really it's having that summer behavior. So July, August. I remember I was in France trading at this time last year. And I remember that for up to 2 hours, price was really average before you can make a decision. You have that up and down. Went back all the way down here. Like whoever, if you had a stop under that breaker quite tight, it would have been stopped out here as well. But this was the target the whole time, which is an older double top, the high of previous week. So we ended up taking this level. You know, the whole time I was wondering, are we going to take it? But it was a clean target. It just didn't get there that easy. Took time. It is not fun to be sick. I'm really rarely sick. It's really bad. Really bad price action here on the 2 minute. Even on the 5. What is this? Is this, W rise level 1, rise level 2? Or we expect to rise level 3? There's a bit of liquidity up here. It's quite high still. My view on the 4 hour, it's still that this is sort of a raising channel, and we might pop higher, take that liquidity, but very unsure about it. I can't make it count. I can't have clear levels. So far we're holding Asia highs, both assets. See on the 1 hour here, what do you make of this? There's no count in here. And that's what I often say, like the count will be average. That's why yesterday my trade was more so pattern wise, recognizing that we had accumulation, manipulation here at the end of Asia, which is often the case, or end of UK. M formation over Asia lows over the 2 session, which is ideal, and you target that high over there. I've already taken 2 trades yesterday. So I'm in no rush to take many more if nothing's clean. It is definitely not clean right now. Mm. Passionately waiting. We'll wait till the session opens as well in 13 minutes. Pretty average price action. I don't know what to expect at all today. What did we get yesterday on the futures side? ES still going down. Nasdaq as well. Maybe we have tops on these assets. What's the Australian 200 doing? Let's not trade. Is it time for that retrace on the American indices? All right, 4 minutes to the Asia Open. Bit of divergence here between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nothing crazy. Nothing really worth paying attention to. Oh dear. 2 minutes. Might be a very boring Asia session. There's a bit of, if we are to get that level 3, if this was 1 and 2, so far we are holding the EMAs. We did create an M here, and now we're holding the 50. Little bit of displacement here, maybe a bit more obvious on Bitcoin. So let's see, at least how we react to this. It's just not in any of my preferred setups. Like, I'm not expecting anything, and there's nothing I can really see now that makes me expect something. All right, we are in the Asian session. Let's see what's going on. It's really disgusting, eh? Like, my target to the upside on Bitcoin has been hit. That was this level. The next one is quite further up. It's this one. But 1, 2, could be 3, an extended move. On Ethereum, I still have this supply that hasn't been hit perfectly. We got close to it here, but we didn't hit it. Doesn't mean we have to, but it'll be a good zone. Like, once we hit that, to get some sort of reversal. Nothing interesting at all. It's only the open. We'll still get still gonna be trading for 3 hours from there. Not through the live stream though. It's been quite a while. We're in that sort of rising channel on Bitcoin. It's been tricky here unless you know how to trade ranges. About a bit less than 3 weeks. I really doubt we will see anything substantial in this Asian session so far, given how price is reacting. I don't really have any clear target. I don't really have a plan in head, a plan in mind. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, nothing to say. Sorry for the quietness, but this is what a usual trading session looks like. Just wait and wait. It's better when you wait for something to happen, but today I'm actually not waiting for anything to happen. Nothing special. Very, very quiet session. Very quiet. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Start of the session. Like, what was that? What was that? There's nothing else this week news-wise. Unemployment Thursday, late UK. That's it pretty much. I was only interested in that bank holiday in Asia, Monday. It's usually a good place to take a trade. We had the exact opposite of that. And I wasn't here to monitor and flip, from long to short. I think so I entered this trade around here and then went played golf, so I didn't see all this. Just let that trade play out, ended up being stopped out. So 1:30 p.m. is usually the time where I stop my trading. 3 hours into the session, there's already half an hour of gap. If I'm there a little bit earlier, that's a good 4 hours at the charts. I'll have a lot of breaks in between, and I wouldn't sit through all this looking at it. I would go do something else. That's why I went play golf, which I like to do on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it for today. I'm not expecting anything. I don't think anything's gonna happen from that. So I'll see you later for the UK session. See you guys.